Even though the desire and passion to never stop playing is still there, we can't ignore the inevitable retirement of King Lebron, which begs the question, who out of his heirs is going to take up the reins of the King's legacy when the time comes? Although playing in the NBA doesn't come with a stipulated retirement age, the average retirement age we see from most NBA players often circles around their mid-30s. Most NBA players are often very adamant when it comes to retiring. When you try to imagine the incredible amount of time, heart, soul, and effort they've poured into the game, it's hard to blame them for being so stubborn when it comes to letting go. And it's no different in the case of LeBron James, who despite being 37 years old, still hoops and dunks like he has no plans to retire. After dedicating nearly 20 years of his life to the game, being a 4-time NBA Finals champion, 18-time All-Star, and so many more achievements, LeBron has unarguably cemented his name in NBA history as one of the greatest players to ever grace the court. But let's face it, the King's getting older, and it's only getting farther from his peak years. And even though he's still playing in an impressive shape, at least for a 37-year-old, one way or another, LeBron would still have to retire. But there's no need to panic or be sad, because the King's throne isn't going to be empty for long. He has heirs. LeBron Bronny James Jr., Bryce Maximus James, and Zuri Nova are all LeBron's children, whom he had with his wife Savannah James, and the trio are turning out as promising young kids, with so much to live for. But our focus today is on Bronny and Bryce. Bronny James. LeBron James Jr., Bronny, is the firstborn child of the LeBron family. He's just 18 years old and already has a net worth of over $10 million. Ever since he stepped foot in the AAU when he was in middle school, Bronny has been under the digital microscope of the public eye and quickly became one of the most popular NBA prospects. He stands at 6'3" and is rated by scouts as a 4-star recruit, though it seems scouting services and talent evaluators have a bit of an issue accurately ranking young Bronny with his peers, which resulted in him having quite an uncommon range for a player. ESPN ranks him number 34, 24/7 Sports ranks him number 41, Rivals rank him number 61, On3 ranks him number 38. But if we take these rank ratings from various scouts and fizzle a little bit of math, Bronny averages as the 45th in the class of 2023, which is not exactly a hard-to-miss type of rank. Bronny has deals with Beats by Dre contract that came with a commercial with the tagline, "The Chosen One, the Chosen Son," making him the first high school athlete to be signed by the brand, and he also has a deal and became part of the Nike family, the same age as his father. As a player, he is already 1 year younger than his father's career and has continually been showing the public that he is not just a name bearer, but is worthy of his father's name. One thing that's peculiar about seeing Bronny play is how he's always able to handle himself and keep himself composed on the court despite the pressure, comparisons, and critics he constantly faces from fans. Bronny excels on the court as a playmaking point guard with a really good court vision. His ability to pass while playing as an off-guard combo is really pleasant to watch. Bronny is also good at defense and is reportedly already a better jump shot than his father was at his age. He displays excellent leadership skills in carrying his teammates along and also exhibits a natural understanding and an impressive passing and shooting IQ. The general consensus points towards Bronny most likely not being a first-round pick. Many believe that LeBron's conviction about wanting to play with his son and presenting him and Bronny as a 2-for-1 package deal might improve Bronny's odds of playing in the NBA, even though critics doubt whether Bronny will be NBA ready by 2024, which is when Bronny will be first eligible for the NBA draft, and the timing also aligns with LeBron's contract. Regardless of whether Bronny gets picked at the 2024 NBA draft, we can all agree that Bronny is quite a talented player who would make it in the NBA irrespective of his father's influence. Bronny has had offers from Kentucky, Memphis, Ohio, Oregon, USC, though it's still unclear if he'd choose to go to college or rather go for playing in the G League. One thing we are for sure of is that whatever path Bronny decides to take, the end goal is centered around him getting into the NBA. In a recent game against the Las Vegas Orange, Bronny went absolutely wild by dropping an impressive stat line of 5 assists, 5 steals, and a monstrous 31 points on an 11-of-13 shooting and 6 threes from the field. If Bronny keeps this type of stats through his senior year, he'll definitely move up on his ranking and could even get a 5-star rating. Now let's talk about his younger brother, Bryce James. Due to how much media attention his older brother gets, most people often don't realize that there's another James that is contending for the King's empire. Bryce was born on June 14, 2007, which was during the 2007 NBA Finals. At the time Savannah was pushing baby Bryce out of her womb, LeBron and the Cavaliers were trying desperately to defeat the Spurs in a final showdown. And even though LeBron eventually lost the game and the championship, he gained a new family member that night. Bryce also attends Sierra Canyon with his older brother and plays for the school's team as a sophomore. Bryce stands at an unbelievable 6'6", which was a result from an explosive growth spurt he experienced last year. Bryce is now 7.6 centimeters taller than his older brother Bronny. Although Bryce is yet to be listed in the recruiting rankings for the class of 2025, he has already started building a name for himself on the court, which is not so easy when you consider the fact that his father is an NBA legend and his older brother is one of the most sought-after recruits, while Bronny has to worry about coming out of his father's shadow. Bryce is faced with stepping out of both his father's and older brother's shadow. Bryce James might not have his father's first name, but he certainly inherited his father's basketball talents. The level of athleticism and fluidity of playing seen in Bryce can easily be likened to his dad. And with Bryce's 6'6" height, he has no problems when it comes to attacking the rim to confidently make varieties of dunks, though he still needs a little bit of time to grow into his newly found body. Bryce is hailed as the best shooter in the family, and we've seen many clips that suggest why that's true. Even LeBron admitted to Bryce being the best shooter in the family. Bryce's favorite basketballer is Steph Curry, which is probably a bit unexpected because most people would expect the son of arguably the greatest player ever to pick his father as his role model. Bryce also used to wear Steph's jersey number in order to remind himself of who he's emulating. Remember back in 2018 when a highlight video of 11-year-old Bryce went viral in which he was seen splashing threes with a commendable form for a kid his age. If Bryce can figure out how to combine Curry's shooting traits with his father's athleticism and court dominance, that will totally make him invincible on the court. Last year when Bryce competed in the Bad Boys Summer, Bryce played for the Strive for Greatness under 15 team, which was pretty impressive seeing how he was only just 14 years old playing against 15-year-olds. NBA evaluators see Bryce as being more talented and a better prospect than his older brother Bronny. The interesting thing is, the more naturally gifted son appears to be the second son, Bryce, but the one who wants it more, it's so badly, is Bronny. NBA's Brian Windhorst. Bryce recently celebrated his first Division I college scholarship offer at Duquesne University, which we believe is the first of many more to come. It's also unclear as to whether Bryce would opt for a collegiate approach to the NBA or rather play professionally or with the G League. When LeBron was asked about if he could see himself playing with not just Bronny, but also Bryce, LeBron said, "I feel like I could play for quite a while, so it's up to the body, but more importantly, my mind. If my mind can stay sharp and fresh and motivated, then the sky's not even the limit for me. I can go beyond that, but we shall see." LeBron has always shown nothing less than support for his kids, and despite being one of the busiest and most popular players in the NBA, LeBron somehow still makes time to come to his boys' high school games, and not just only coming to watch, but going full-on dad coach mode, giving playing tips, calling fouls, and of course cheering and chanting loudest for his kids. Recent videos shared by LeBron which showed him training with both his sons at the Los Angeles facility, where the trio was seen practicing their dribbling, shooting, dunks, and maneuvers. Watching the two brothers play and exhibit such raw talent gives a sense of assuredness that they'll both someday make it to the NBA. LeBron has always been very vocal about his desire to play side by side on the court with both his sons, especially Bronny, probably because how Bronny is closer to a professional career than his younger brother Bryce. He told Jason Lloyd in his interview at the All-Star, "My last year will be played with my son. Wherever Bronny is at, that's where I'll be. I will do whatever it takes to play with my son for 1 year. It's not about the money at that point." LeBron seems to want to create a never-before-seen father-son sequel in the history of the NBA, and him doing it twice with his sons will only make it harder for another person to beat that kind of milestone. Bryce or Bronny, who do you think stands a stronger chance of taking over LeBron's legacy? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.